Hi everyone, welcome back. We're going to be talking about my March makeup favorites, and I'm going to kick it off with something that I talked about last month, but it doesn't matter because I am still obsessed with these. These are the Maybelline Super Stay Matte Inks, and I cannot stop wearing these. These are hands down the best lip products that I have ever tried in my entire life. I filmed a whole video trying out the collection, the Nudes collection that they recently put out, so you can see them swatched on my lips and get a little bit more of an in-depth review on them. So I will link to that down below and put it in one of the cards up here. And seriously, if you have not tried these, you really need to go out and try at least one and let me know what you think. Somebody did point out to me that they feel that these are very sticky, and I guess I sort of get it. My lips don't stick together a ton, but they do feel tackier than most liquid lipsticks. But that's something that I really like, because to me that says that it's going to stay in place. And also because they're tacky a little bit, they don't have that dry paint feeling, which is what I detest in liquid lipsticks. And that's what's making me so in love with these, because they don't have that dry paint texture that drives me bananas. It feels more like a rubbery texture, I guess you could say. I don't know how else to describe it. It's flexible. I can mash my lips together. I can rub them together, which you cannot do with most liquid lipsticks, or you'll like tear off a layer. These are incredible. And the shade that I have here that I've been wearing the most is called Ruler. I am wearing it right now, but I have a little bit of purple powder on the outside of my lips, so it's mostly what the color you see is in the middle. This one's incredible, an absolutely beautiful shade. The next two items are by Too Faced, and they're from the same collection, but the first one is a little bit of a surprise to me, and that is the Festival Refresh Spray. I'm not somebody who uses setting sprays. I really don't feel like they do anything. I've never noticed difference in the longevity of my makeup whenever I have worn them, ranging from like cheap as chips like Wet n Wild to like expensive like Makeup Forever. I have never noticed a difference in my makeup. And this doesn't actually cause any kind of difference in my makeup, but oh man, I love the smell. The smell on this is so refreshing and so pleasant to use. I've been using this as much this month as I can remember to use it. Because setting spray is not something that I constantly use in my makeup routine, I found myself forgetting to use it, but whenever I did, I was like, oh, this is so wonderful in the morning. The smell is kind of like sweet tarts. I don't know how else to describe it other than that. It's a little bit more fruity, not floral, definitely not vanilla. I guess it's mostly just fruity. And it's such a nice boost in the mornings when you're trying to like wake up, get ready for work, and get out the door. So while I don't really notice a ton of difference on my skin, I really enjoyed using it. Now you have to shake it up because it does have like particles that drop to the bottom, but there are some little metal beads in the bottom that will help disperse the product if you shake it up. So I really enjoyed it, even though I haven't noticed a difference in my face overall with this product. And the other item from that Life's a Festival collection is the actual palette that they came out with it. I can't remember if I talked about this last month. I feel like I didn't because it was too new to my collection. But I've been loving this so much. The colors in here are beautiful, and this is probably one of the easiest to use rainbow palettes that I have because it has a mix of shimmers and matte eyeshadows. I do wish that this was not limited edition. I mentioned recently in a bright eyeshadow palette recommendations video that I feel like so many bright eyeshadow palettes that brands put out are limited edition and then they're gone, and this is one of those, sadly. So once they sell out of this, it's going to be gone forever. So if you want it, get it while you can. But this is just a really gorgeous palette that I wish more brands would put out and make them permanent. I love that there's a variety of colors in here that also include a few neutrals to make people a little bit more happy, because not everybody is looking for a bright eyeshadow palette like I am. The Desert Vibe shades, the pink, which is Young and Free down here, and then I feel like Euphoric and Sunset Dreams kind of keep towards that neutral side of things that tend to make people happy. Beeman would also qualify as a neutral, I guess, because it's kind of like a pale gold shade. So this half of the palette can be very normal for people, and then you've got this other side of the palette that brings a lot more life and color to it, which is really what makes me happy. In combination, they all work really well together, and you can produce a beautiful neutral look, a colorful look, or a rainbow look, depending on what you're going for. So I'm really into this palette. I think it's a lot of fun, and I mean, it's rainbow aesthetic, so that's why I'm into it, but I mean, I think the quality is really good too. Oh, and I just noticed the last two items are by Inglot. I didn't mean for that to happen. This one is kind of a little bit more boring, I guess you could say. This is the Inglot AMC Brow Liner Gel. It's in the shade 12. I am wearing it today. It's the only thing I have on my brows. And I really like this because it's so fluid. It is super easy to apply to my brows with a small angled liner brush that I just use to kind of like draw on my eyebrows because I really just don't have much of them. And the thing that's a little bit interesting about this is that it goes on the brows very wet. And originally when I tried it out, I think it was like a year ago, I was like, oh my God, it's like sopping wet. Are they ever going to dry? They do dry down, but it takes, I don't know, let's say like a minute before that happens, and they dry down to a matte finish. But it was so weird to me because I'd never seen a product that was so fluid and wet on the brows dry down to like something that was pretty much bulletproof. So I wear this when I have a lot more time to spend on my brows. It's not something that I tend to wear to work unless I need my brows to stay put the entire day. And the reason I say I don't tend to wear it to work is because I just don't always have the time in the morning. I'd rather grab like a pencil, slap that on and get out the door. But this is perfect for when I want a more precise, defined brow look that's gonna last a little bit longer. So if I've got plans after work, I'll use this in the morning to make sure that the brow is gonna last the whole day, because I don't find like pencils really last that long on me. But yeah, the color match has been great. It's a gray tone, which is great for blonde hair in my opinion. I like how it looks on me. Because if I made blonde eyebrows, it would just look pretty terrible, to be honest. So yeah, the AMC Brow Liner Gel, huge fan of this one. And then Inglot relatively recently released a whole bunch of highlighters, and there was like the intense sparkler ones, and then there's, I think, the prismatic ones. I picked up one of the intense sparkler ones. This one's for face, eyes, and body. It's a highlighter. It's actually in a pretty small pan. There is only 3.4 grams of product in here, which I was not expecting just based on the picture online. I didn't read how many grams were in it, but this is pretty. And I mean, I'm never gonna run through a highlighter, so I guess the size really doesn't matter that much. I picked this one up because it's a little bit more unique. I have a lot of highlighters in my collection. I have all the basic champagnes, the golds, and I have a lot of unique colors, but I don't have something that's kind of like this pewter silver color. So I thought that was really interesting because I tend to wear, as I have on my eyes right now, a lot of this like pewter silver glitter, and I wanted a highlighter to match it. I'm very matchy with my makeup, so if I can like, you know, match my highlighter to my eyes, I will do that. And I am wearing this today and it's beautiful, but you do need to be aware that the shine is really vibrant and there are a few little glitter particles in it, which I know is not for everybody. I'd really like glitter in all of my makeup, so I'm not that bothered, but some people may not be as into it. That being said, if you're not into glitter in your makeup, I doubt you're gonna be buying something labeled as an intense sparkler. So for those who are looking for a little bit more bang, a little bit more impact, I think it's beautiful. In some lights, it's a little bit strange to me. It does look a little bit subtle now that I'm looking at it. I have a little mirror right below the camera. It looks a little bit more subtle, but in other lighting, it's like bang. And I think it's when the light catches the glitter that it really reflects a lot. So I like that it's a little bit multi-dimensional. Sometimes it looks a little bit more subtle and sometimes it looks like a little bit more impact. And I really like the color because it's something totally unique in my collection. If you are curious about the makeup that I'm wearing today, I will have a tutorial for it up on Thursday. But other than that, that's gonna be it for my March favorites. Let me know something that you've been loving in the last month. I would love to hear that. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.